Now, if you're somebody who likes the practical capsule wardrobe essentials, but also likes to introduce now and again a little bit of a trend, that's what today's video is all about. I have 10 wearable trends for you today in little outfit ideas that you can easily adapt to your own wardrobe. So let's get started. Hello, my name is Michelle Barrett. I have been a personal stylist for 26 years, working with celebrities in TV and private clients all over the world. So I am here to help you build wardrobes that mix and match easily using very practical pieces. So today I wanted to talk to you about the trends for winter 2026 and how I would incorporate them into my wardrobe and the ones that I do think are wearable. Some trends you see and I just think nobody's going to wear that, or how would you wear that? Whereas all of these, some of them are slightly more quirky than others, some of them are very practical, but they're all absolutely wearable. Now, before I go on, if you like my videos, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell your friends about me, because all of that tells YouTube that my videos are interesting and shows them to more people. So it enables me to bring more free content to you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Now, the first one for this winter is a faux fur. So there was a lot of that all over the catwalk. I have also heard very recently that there was a lot of real fur as well, which I won't be showing you. That is my personal choice. But yes, faux fur, I think, can be equally as good. So this little bolero jacket I picked up pre-loved actually for my daughter about 10 years ago. And she's now gone off to university, so I'm now wearing it. I like the fact that it's got the 3/4 length sleeves. That's not particularly a trend for this season. But the reason why I like that is because then I like having a long cuff out underneath the arm. I quite like the feature of that. So yeah, faux fur is really big this year. You could go with just a wrap faux fur, a coat, a jacket, or anything. This is something that you could absolutely get pre-loved. I will put the link to something close to this in the notes. Anything that I've got the actual links to will be in the notes. And if not, I'll find a close alternative. This is definitely something that you could look at pre-loved. Next up is quirky knitwear. That is what I'm wearing today, but without the sleeves. This jumper is from Lily Studio. I like the fact that you can wear it one way or the other. So today I just got it without the sleeves. It's got the little thumb holes in it. I put it on, it's almost like gloves, covers up my arms. And if I get a little too hot or too cold, I can alternate it. So I love quirky knitwear. I've always had pieces of slightly quirky knitwear that are very practical as well. And again, this is what my wardrobe is featured of, really. The other thing is about this particular charcoal grey, it goes with the rest of my wardrobe. I have quite a few pieces, so it mixes in very easily. So yeah, quirky knitwear pieces are one of my favourites as well. And quirky knitwear was big for the catwalks this year. Now, one of the next biggest features on the catwalk for 2026 for winter was layering. This blanket scarf is a prime example of what I mean by that. You could have your coat on underneath, maybe you got some knitwear depending on how cold it is, and have this blanket scarf. If you live in a warmer climate where maybe it doesn't get quite as cold, stick with a blanket scarf or maybe something silk. But it's definitely layering this year is a big feature. So again, this one works really well in my wardrobe. It goes with different colors. And I love the feature where you can tuck it down as well through that little feature at the front, because it stops it falling off my shoulders all the time. So that is the reason why I purchased this one. The link to this I'll put in the notes. Next up is bohemian style skirts. These long maxi skirts are back. Some of them are tiered, some florals on them. That whole very kind of long maxi skirt thing is definitely back. I picked this one out, which is from Lily Studio. I like this because although it is very quirky and it has that boho feel, it's in a very neutral tone. If this was in a fluorescent pink or something like that, it would look cheaper somehow. But in this color, it's interesting, but it's understated. This is one of the pieces in my wardrobe that I nearly always get comments on every single time I wear it. So bohemian long skirts are big for this winter. If you've got any of those in your wardrobe, definitely get them out. Another big feature this winter is lace. There were lace panels in clothes or full lace outfits. One of the main things I saw was full length lace outfits where you just got underwear underneath, which I don't think is very practical for most of us. So I think it's a case of finding pieces that are as close as. This shirt I really like and often just wear a little slip underneath and it's absolutely fine because it's not too see-through, whereas some things are. You could have it where you just have cuffs or maybe a little panel that goes across the top. But yes, lace is another one that's massive this year. I love this shirt because it's cotton, so it's not itchy on my skin, which is another thing that I don't particularly like. Now, next up, the biggest color, or one of the biggest colors for winter, was brown, so chocolate brown. I have got this coat. I love this. I've got a charcoal grey one, which I've worn for years. It's very simple. It's very understated. It's not got crazy collars or like cuffs, or it's not oversized. So this will last me for years. It's a color in my color palette, in my wardrobe. So that is why I like this one. I wanted an update this year, so I went for this brown color. The bag that I've got here is from Teddy Blake, which is a wonderful brand if you want to have a bag that's of quality but of a half decent price. All of their bags are made with Italian leather and they've got little different features and different styles. I particularly like this one. I went for the brown because I knew it would go with other pieces in my wardrobe. Brown, head to toe, or just a piece on with maybe a brighter color on top is huge this winter. Now, the next two that I've got to feature are both accessories. The first one is belts. Featured or interesting belts. I have only got a few, so I've showed you them here together. That was the other thing I saw quite a lot on the catwalks, is wearing different belts together. So you might have one of your long maxi skirts. Again, it's harping back to that very boho thing from before. But you might have a few different belts along your hip, or one slightly higher and then maybe one underneath. Chain belts were really big this year. I don't actually own a chain belt. So I wanted to give you an idea of how I might wear what I already have. Belts worn together, several of them, chain belts, all that type of thing is really big again this year. Next up is school type shoes. So I interpret that as Mary Jane's or Brogues. So I've got a couple of pairs of shoes that are a little bit like this. It's mainly the Brogues that I go for, but they're in kind of quirky colours. Apart from I do have these Brogue style boots, which I wear quite a lot. So yes, school type shoes, think of lace ups, think of Mary Jane styles, wear them maybe with tartan colours, so it still gives a hint towards that school, but it's not OTT. Interestingly, recently there was a bit of a trend with school type influenced clothing, a very preppy look. And this is obviously carried on from that. So we've got Mary Jane shoes, go for Mary Jane's or little lace up Brogue. Now, if you struggle with buying clothes, fitting them into your wardrobe, and you're the sort of person that buys trends and then you never wear them and things sit in your wardrobe, definitely book a discovery call with me. I'd love to have a chat to you. I talk to you for about 15 minutes. I'm very friendly. It's very easy. Don't be worried. Don't be scared. Definitely book in. I'll put the link here and in the notes. And I can talk to you about how I might be able to help you. I've got lots of different services which adapt to different individuals. And I'd love to meet you as well. Next up is a statement skirt. Now, this one is 100% silk. It was sent to me by Momme Silk. I particularly like the way it flows. Now, what I mean by statement skirt, it can be interpreted however you want it to be. So this one, I feel like catches the light, so it makes it much more interesting. I would usually wear this with quite muted or quite neutral knitwear so that it speaks for itself on its own. I think that is the key. If you're going to go for a statement skirt, maybe it's got a print on it, maybe it's shiny, maybe it's got tiers to it. My tiered skirt would have worked perfectly well for this as well. Make sure it's the main feature and pull everything else back. Make everything else much more matte and muted, no patterns, etc. In other words, have that skirt speak for itself. Statement skirts are massive this year. If you have a wardrobe full of clothes and you buy trends all the time and then you look at it and you think, what do I remove? What do I add? Download my Capsule wardrobe planner. It's entirely free. I'll put the link here in the notes. You can fill it out as you go along. It gives you ideas of how to decide what to keep and what to remove, and helps you think practically about your wardrobe. I know it's an essential tool because you've told me. So take a look at that as well. Now, last but not least is suede. Now, this can be faux suede like this, or it can be real suede, whichever one you want to go for. I particularly went for this colour because, again, it's a colour that works quite nicely in my wardrobe. And also this boxy barn jacket is very big this year as well. So yeah, suede can be interpreted however you want. Sometimes it was in skirts, sometimes it was in jackets. I think it's almost linking in with that boho look again. So if you really wanted to go for it, you could go for wearing your suede with a few belts and your long boho skirt and you will be bang on trend for this winter. And I'm sure a lot of us have these pieces or something like this in our wardrobe. It could be just an accessory, a pair of gloves, maybe a belt or a bag, or maybe you've got a jacket. Interpret this exactly how you want, but suede was very big this season. So I hope you found this helpful. I don't do these ones so much because I like you to create wardrobes that mix and match easily and that have longevity to them. But that's why I wanted to choose some pieces from this season's trends, which I feel do have longevity to them as well. So they're not just going to be something that you'll wear for just one season. Let me know in the comments what you've got from what I've suggested today. If there's anything you're going to try, a new way of wearing it, or if you've got any questions, please comment below. I reply to every single comment. So have a wonderful week wherever you are, and I will see you next week. Take care.